Alright guys, today's video is going to be about a local cemetery where I continue to get reports of people walking by, driving by, and seeing what they say are spirit people, spirits or shadow people within the cemetery. A little bit more details in just a sec. Okay, welcome back. So this is one location that I've been, when I first started doing videos, I went in there, I did a video, it was in black and white. It was a really interesting place. Same reason I went in there was because there were people coming to me telling me they're witnessing spirits and shadow people within the cemetery. And it was very limited access, and they asked me to leave because it was getting dark, and I never really went back there because I didn't want to upset the owners of the cemetery. Now what I understand, there's open access. They leave the place open at night so we can get in at night. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over there in the daylight. I'm going to surveil the place a little bit, and we're going to do a little video in the daylight, and then we're going to find a nice place to hopefully set up for night investigation. Without further delay, let's head over there and see what we can find out. All right, let's head out. Let's see what we can find out. Let's go. All right guys, as you can see, made it to the cemetery. So as I mentioned in the intro, I've had lots of witnesses come to me and tell me that they see shadow people, or they see spirits, apparitions, or perhaps just homeless people. So I made it to the location, and now this location is like a lot of the cemeteries. They have sort of an older section and they have a mausoleum, and what I'd like to do is I'd like to kind of split it up so I don't make the video so long and our tests are a little shorter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on the back older section of this particular cemetery, which is behind me, all the way down in the cul-de-sac. It borders like a wooded area, and you can tell it's one of the older sections. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over there. The sun is setting right now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back there. I'm going to kind of set up, and I'm going to put my devices out there, and we're going to do a quick test, and we're going to see if these different areas in the cemetery, if we get any activity. Because you know, if we get a lot of activity with our devices and we visit all the areas, then we can kind of rule out the fact that maybe there's homeless people roaming around here. Now I don't see any vandalism, I don't see any evidence of trash or any of that sort of thing going on. So maybe this is an active location. I'm not sure. I've only been here briefly one other time, and there's kind of a creepy vibe to it when I was in there late at night, but I haven't been here in a while. So we're gonna go set up, and when we get back there, we get it all set up, and then we'll see what we get on the devices and see if we have any activity back there. All right guys, let's go set this up, and I'll see you back there. So I made it to the back to the bench. You can see here I'm on the bench. I got my camera set up here. So I have my devices set up on the bench. I have the EDI Plus on temperature and vibration, and I also have the REM pod, the mel meter set up on the REM pod function. Now I'm also going to be using the ghost meter. Now, so I'm going to show you guys that the ghost meter is not going to interact with the other two devices. So when we start asking questions, if they go off, then we know that they're not interacting, they're not setting one another off. So we're going to check that right now. All right, so here is mel meter. It's not going off. Here's the EDI Plus. Now, we're going to put that right there. And you see the vibration. If anything moves that, it's going to go off. Right now it's 79.1 degrees out here, and that's going to give us temperature. And this is our REM pod here. If anything gets near that, we're going to get a reaction from it. So those of you who have seen my videos before have seen me do this with the REM pod and the ghost meter. Now I didn't bring my the ghost radar. And I didn't bring my ghost radar today. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to see if there's going to be any activity. We're just going to sit right here and we're going to see if we get any activity at all on those devices. See if there's a temperature fluctuation, if we get any contact on the REM pod, or if the ghost meter goes off. Now the ghost meter is EMF. That's an EMF. I'm using that for the EMF. This device right here, I'm using EMF. So we're way back in the back of this cemetery. We are way back here. And sun's going down. It's a beautiful place. Like I said, I've got a wooded lot right behind me, and it's a little darker than the camera is showing right now because the camera picks up a little bit more light than what is actually here. So we're going to ask some questions. So I have a camera on the devices, so we can ask questions, and like I said, I have a camera on the devices constantly. So I have a camera right there on our devices. Make sure it's framed up properly. Yes. So we will start asking some questions. So we're about 80 degrees out here with the breeze blowing. So I'm not here to disrespect anyone. I was just seeing if there's anyone here who would like to interact with my devices over here on the bench. These devices here, all you have to do is go near them and they will give me an indication that you're here with me. This one here, all you have to do is touch it. And this one here, you get near it, and since you're probably spirit and energy, it will set this device off, and it will also display temperature, since you should have a temperature fluctuation. So we're going to sit here and we're going to wait and see if we have anybody who wants. Is there anyone who would like to sit here with me? Anyone who would like to sit here with me? Touch my devices, let me know you're here, because I can't see you, of course. So if you're here, please touch my devices. Now those of you who've seen my videos in the past know that I've had plenty of interaction with these devices before on a couple of locations, especially the Witch's Wall and over at the haunted Mausoleum, and that place is definitely haunted. Now when I say haunted, I mean there are spirits that are there and they stay there all the time. Now the garden in the back, not so much, but the mausoleum itself is definitely haunted. So we have a car coming, so we're going to hopefully not interfere with anyone's visit. I just heard the REM pod go off. Briefly, just a moment. So this car looks like we may have to interrupt our experiment, because I don't know where these visitors are going to go. So I have no idea where they're going to go. So again, if there's anyone who would like to speak with me, sit with me, my device is over there, let you know that you're with me. And if oh, my camera battery pack went dead. Okay, interesting. So we're gonna have to take a short break, and we're gonna have to grab a battery and put it in my spare camera, my other camera. So let's take a break, and we'll do that, and we'll be right back. All right, so I got a new battery. We're rolling again on the second camera, and we've been here. I've been here probably a good 10 minutes now, 15 minutes, and I don't want to keep bringing you guys to the same location to test this equipment. I'd like to be able to verify this equipment is worthy of their value, their cost, and they can give us definitive proof that they're spirits. But I have no explanation why they were going off the way they were in the haunted mausoleum, other than there were spirits touching it. So we're going to try about another 4 or 5 minutes, but you know how I feel, that I'm glad that everyone's at peace and at rest. A lot of times you have restless spirits that are in the mausoleum cemetery areas. I have no idea why, but there are. So it's a good thing when I don't get a lot of activity. That means everyone's at peace and it's a happy place. I don't get any real vibes here at all. No creep vibes at all here. At the other location, the haunted mausoleum, absolutely. You walk into that place and your hair stands on end. So we'll give it a few more minutes, and we'll try a few more times. So is there anyone here that would like to sit with me and come visit here at the bench where my devices are? Now, these devices will not hurt you. All they do is let me know that you're here, because I can't see you. So if you would like to come, let me know that you're here sitting with me. You can get close to any one of those devices, and it will let me know that you're here, that you're sitting with me. Does anyone know what year it is? Does anyone know what year it is? Does anyone here know what year it is? Yeah, guys, we're not getting anything on this location at all, except for wildlife. There's some mosquitoes, gnats, some Florida, some nice Florida insects. Okay, so I'm getting ready to leave now, and I'm going to take my devices with me. This is your last chance to trigger any of my devices. If you would like to let me know that you're here. Now, we've been through this before. Also, we've been to locations. I sat that REM pod over at the Haunted Garden, and we didn't get anything. We were over there for about 25-30 minutes. So, all right. So, okay. So, we're going to try one more call, and then we're going to get out of here, because I don't want to because we did have visitors here, and people are still coming in visiting their loved ones. Now I see birds and I see a lot of things moving around over there, because you can see over here, this is a pretty big place, a lot of area, and there's probably people that come in now. There's a trail here as well. I just had a temperature change over there. Went from 80 to 82 real quick. So, but normally it goes the other way. Normally it gets cooler. Okay, so we do have entrances here from the canal. This is not cemetery property, which is back there on the canal. That is definitely not cemetery property. So people can come in here at any time. There is some evidence that people sit back here. I mean, it's not a mess. I've seen a lot worse. But there is some indication people sit here on this bench and drink and eat fast food and that sort of thing. So, okay guys, I'm going to wrap it up. So, last call. If anyone wants to chat with me, let me know you're here. Touch my devices. Get close to them. They won't hurt you. Because I'm getting ready to wrap this up. All right. Well, looks like at least in this section here, we are dealing with actual people. If they're seeing people walk around, I mean, I understand one time here, but typically if these areas are active, I get hits on my devices pretty quick. I'm not doing a spirit box just because there's a lot of people around and the spirit box is really loud, but I would continue doing other tests if I got any activity. I mean, I have an EMF detector, I have a REM pod, and I have a temperature gauge. The EDI Plus is a temperature gauge, and it has vibration, so if anything moves by it, it'll let me know. So I've got 3 devices there. It's pretty good to give me a pretty good indication if someone comes near me. So I'm going to wrap this up, and we'll probably go to maybe the mausoleum in this same location next. We're not going to do that today, and but for now we're going to wrap everything up and we're going to head out of here. And again, I think it's a good thing that everybody's at peace. You know, everybody's at rest, so that's a good thing. So we're going to wrap that up. I'm going to put everything up and head out of here. So you guys be good to each other, take care of one another, and I will see you on the next one.